Hey guys, so I thought I would show you all, if I can, my community tank, because I've got some new friends today and I'm pretty excited about it. So I've been sitting here enjoying myself, looking at them, and I thought I'd just give you guys a quick little tour of what I actually keep in my personal community tank. So this tank I started, this was pretty much my first outdoor tank. So I have my setup outdoors. I used to have everything inside my room, and it got a bit crowded, so I decided to move things outdoors. And yeah, so it sort of began from this tank really. So this is a 3-foot tank. I'll see if I can show you guys, but there's a lot of glare, so unfortunately I'm trying to work on getting a new camera to give you some better shots when I shoot, but until then I have to make do with my crappy phone camera at this point. So I just want to try and show you guys what I keep in the 3-foot tank. So if you haven't seen this before, here is my big 3-foot. It's very lovely. It's my pride and joy. I keep all my personal collection in here. So these are fish that I usually don't sell, but sometimes I have fish that come through, pass by, and what I like to do is I like to put fish in here and try and experiment with forming an ecosystem and community tank of different breeds and species that I think could go well together, and basically experimenting with that a little bit. Obviously I do my research before I buy anything, but I tend to test the boundaries a little bit if I can, sometimes if I want something bad enough. So that's what I try and do. So everything's worked out well. I've never had an issue with this tank. I've never had any issues with anything that I've researched and then put in here. I do have a lot of fish that I don't have in schools, which are recommended, and they seem fine to me. So I don't usually get fish in schools because it's just I don't have the room for it. I think a lot of people probably face that problem, and a lot of people will tell you that you need to have a group of 6 or more, or depending on the species, and obviously they do. Certain fish will do better if they're a schooling fish especially, but I haven't had any issues, like I said, with keeping 1 or 2 of each species, but that's just my personal experience. So there are obviously recommendations out there for that reason, but I tend to do things my way. You guys will learn that on this channel. So let's just give you a little tour of what we've got here. So here we've got some blue wagtail platies, I believe. Very pretty. I think I've got about 4 of those in here. Here's my new addition today. Now I actually have had these before, but I lost them, and so I got some more today, which is really cool. I've been wanting some for a long time, and that is which you just saw here, but this is the paradise fish, which is actually a gourami species. You see the gills over here. I think they're both gills. They tend to do this. They tend to go at each other a little bit, assert some dominance, and then they just cruise around. They've actually been very chill. I think when I started filming they wanted to be a little bit extra for the camera. So here we have some beautiful red Colombian tetra. These are really, really nice. The camera's not doing them justice, but they have a very lovely, bright, vivid red on the edging. Here we have a algae eater, who is amazing at cleaning up my plants. Even though right now my tank looks a bit dirty, my plants aren't looking so great. But this is amazing for cleaning up the plants. I also have the golden sucking fish, which is, he always hides in here. Probably, oh there he is, peekaboo. He likes to just do that and be creepy. He's actually very, very cute, and I had him from a very small little thing. And if you guys see him ever, I'd probably take a photo and put it up at some point, but he's actually huge. He's really big, and I've had him since he was tiny. Here we have a peppered cory. I was going to say it's a bronze for a minute there, but it's a peppered cory. I've got 2 of those. I forget what this one's called. That little red one. It's an albino red-tail shark something. It's probably not called that. Here we have Lochi. I don't know if you guys have seen Lochi before. This is a yo-yo loach. I love him. He's awesome. I've had him for about 2 years now, since for my indoor tanks. Same as this guy over here, who I call Bulbasaur. Just because he's got this kink, or she has got this kink, and I've had this Cory as well as Lochi and a few others for about 2 years now, maybe nearly 3. These are my OGs. They came from my first tank, my first 2 tanks that I ever had. So it's pretty cool being able to move them. That's another reason why I also did the outdoor. I wanted to get them into a bigger tank and really give them the space that they deserve to thrive. And it's crazy, like, when you move them, how much they really do advance in growth. I really believe that environmental definitely makes a difference, and if you impact them size wise, I really think it can stunt their growth. So, you know, they don't necessarily, Cories don't necessarily need a 3-foot tank. I mean, I had them in I think it was a 2 foot before, but they've definitely all grown very much being in here. But this tank gets very spoilt. These are all little piggies in here, so they love to just eat, and they just really get fed very well. Over here I've got an Adolphi Cory. I've got 2 of them. Got some little neon tetra, of course, because who doesn't have neon tetra? It's like the first fish you ever get, I think. Here we've got 1 platinum, just 1 male platinum white guppy, which is beautiful. I love them. I wish I could breed them. I just don't have the room. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous, but I have a thing for white. I love anything white. It's just stunning to me. So I'm a big fan of white everything. Beautiful. This is the sole surviving guppy. I have had some guppies in here before that have stayed for a bit and then passed on. But I've kept a lot of them for a couple of, almost 2 years. So that's pretty much their lifespan. So I'm pretty happy with having them as long as I have. Like I said, this community tank's been really well. I haven't had any issues with it. There's the other Cory, I think. There's another one back there. I think that's the bronze Cory. That's also an OG that I had from my tank. Here's a common bristlenose baby, which is actually, this is actually Moby's baby, you guys. If you guys have ever seen Moby on the page, Facebook page, I kept one of his babies from his first batch, and this is it. Or maybe his second batch, but yeah, that's him. It's grown up very well. I believe it's a boy, getting some bristles on the nose, but a little more time will tell. But very pretty. Over there, just passing through, is a lemon tetra. Also really cool. Here's our little albino. This is actually from one of my my albino that I had. I had a pair, Sergeant Bob. You guys might have also seen him on the page. He's been passed on. Someone else has now taken him, and his girlfriend, and hopefully he'll give them babies. But he actually gave me a batch that I didn't know about, and this is a 1 sole survivor. So I decided to keep this and keep Moby's baby. I'm a little bit sentimental. So here, of course, we have the girls, 2 angelfish. This is my OG angelfish. Funny story, kind of a funny story. I got these fish. Somebody was trying to rescue some fish or give them to a good home, sort of a thing. They had no idea what to do with them. They had gotten them as a gift, and then they wanted to pass them on. And so I went and met up with this person, middle of the night. It's always interesting when you pick up fish with random people. It feels kind of like a sting operation sometimes. It's very sus, but it's kind of funny when you meet up with people in the middle of the night, and then it looks like you're trying to buy drugs or something, but really you're just buying fish. Hilarious, the things we go to get our fish. But I'm sure some people have had that situation when you buy privately. Anyway, so I met up with this person, and he just handed me a bag of fish. He didn't know what they were. He didn't tell me what they were. I tried to ask questions, but he had no idea. So I tried to help. I thought, what's the worst that can happen? I can get these fish. I've got a lovely 3-foot tank now. I'm sure I can give them a good home, and you know, I'm sure they won't be too big. Normally people give away, you know, tetra and you know, maybe like a guppy here and there, or swordtail or platy. Nothing major, right? To my surprise, this is what I found in one of the bags. It was a huge bag, and I think there was some guppies and whatnot in there. So I was right about that. But then there was also this lovely lady. I believe she's a lady. So this was in there. So I never intended to keep her, but my girlfriend decided that I was keeping her. So about a year later, here she is, and she's living in my tank. So yeah, she was a very interesting rescue, but she's been great. She's very dominant with all the angelfish that have come through here. Her and this one do quite well. Sometimes they, like you saw before, she'll flare up a little bit, but as you can see now, they're just a couple minutes later, they're nice and chill. They swim together. They like to be close to each other. Sometimes I'll be on the other side of the tank of each other, so it's all worked out quite well. I got her after. I intended to breed these guys, but we haven't got a male yet, so maybe in the future. Here we have a lovely little cherry barb. I did have more of these, but over time I've lost them. What else can I show you guys? There's a lemon tetra right there. There's two of those. So I've got two lemon tetra, two of the Colombian reds. I bought those the same time, and I got two of each. That's usually what I get. Sometimes I'll get one of something, sometimes I'll get two of something, but that's usually what I do. Oh, the red light just kicked in. I need to replace the lights over here, but that's a work in progress as well. But yeah, we'll be replacing these lights and getting some really nice LEDs going, so that's going to look really cool. I want to really showcase the fish. Since I switched to RO water, it's made the tank much clearer, and it feels cleaner as well. But I definitely want to upgrade the lighting system as well, so I can get more the plant growth going a bit better. Over here you can see him, my beautiful. This is like my love of the day. I have been waiting for her for a long time. Very excited about this situation. So far it's been going well. This is from Malawi. It's a blue dolphin cichlid. They originate in the Malawi rivers, I think. And yeah, it's really cool to have something a little bit more exotic, but really pretty fish. Gets really big. So that's what I was gonna say. What I normally do for my community tank is sometimes I house fish, and I give them basically like a little vacation. So they come over, they have this permanent residence for a little bit. Sometimes it's permanent, sometimes they stay, and I intend to rehome them, but then they end up, it's like this angelfish. I end up stuck with them, and it's a permanent residency. And sometimes it's a temporary vacation where they come through, and then what I do is I grow them up, and then I move them along when they get too big for my tank, because I can't really afford to upgrade, and I don't really want to because I've just got so many tanks. So I kind of like having this little like a bigger tank that's mine. It's a community tank, but it's not a huge tank because I've got a lot of tanks to take care of. So there's a panda cory as well. I've got a few different cory species in here, but they're all hiding from me now, of course. So there's a bunch of other fish in here. I've got a new which you can't see probably. She is hiding, which is a Pictus catfish, which I put up on my Instagram. I also have a Petricola catfish that I got today, which is very small, only 3 centimeters I think. So that's hiding somewhere here. I did see it before in this little new this is a new log cave that I also bought for the catfish especially, but I'm sure the fish will go through it as well, the tetra and whatnot. They all love to explore. So yeah, that's basically my 3-foot tank. It always changes too. I add different decorations. As you can see, there's like the breeding cone there, which was originally bought for discus. I planned to move the angels out and breed them at some point. I have the tanks ready to go. I just haven't really set everything up. Oh, there's the there it is. I haven't seen it since I've seen it once since I put it in here. You guys can't really see, it's hiding now. It's very small, but it's really cool. It looks really cool. The Petricola look kind of like a shark. They remind me of a shark, the way they move and their fins and tail. So it's really cool. I can't wait to see that grow up. But yeah, that's basically my 3-foot tank. So these are my little friends, my little buddies. But yeah, so sometimes, like I said, I have stuff here to grow through and then move on. So basically that's what I plan to do with the blue dolphin cichlid. So if you guys know anything about blue dolphin cichlids, they get extremely big. And they're usually kept in a species only tank. So they're usually kept either with other cichlids. They are one of the more peaceful cichlids. They can be semi-aggressive, like a lot of fish can be. That's never really deterred me, if I'm being honest. I won't ever buy anything that's definitely aggressive, or that is proven to show full aggression. But I will give it a try with something that has semi-aggression, because I just think why not? And it's worked out well for me. I've never had an issue, like I said. I have a feeling though that this blue dolphin cichlid that I got is going to be a wild one. So I don't think I got the docile one, because because he seems very brazen. Straight up would go straight to the angelfish and like didn't even care, and he's like tiny, you guys can see. So I think he's gonna get big and he's gonna try and be the boss of this tank. But yeah, we'll see how we go. I think that, like I said, he's gonna get too big for this tank, so I'm gonna have to move him on at some point, but that's okay. I knew I was gonna be doing that, and that's what I've done with a few fish in the past. So I'm just happy to, you know, have him for a bit and have him as a temporary and get to enjoy him, because why not? That's what this hobby is about. It's about, you know, enjoying the fish we have. And I don't really get to come out here very often and sit here and look at my fish, to be fair, because I'm too busy always working in the fish room. And also it's an outdoor area, so it's not really set up for me to just sit and chill and watch them, unfortunately. So like, I wish this was in my house so I could just relax and see the beauty of it. But I get to sometimes have a look while I'm, you know, working. So that's why I get fish that I really, you know, enjoy. And so when I do get to have a minute to come here, there's an albino Cory. There's the sucker. He's always pushing everyone out of his cave. This is his log right here. But yeah, when I do get a chance to come out here, I want to enjoy the fish that I have. I want to have things that I like. You know, everything here I pretty much really enjoy. There are a few fish in here that I'm, you know, not too fussed about, but I think the contrast of the colors makes it pop. Like I love the red ember colors off these tetra, these vivid bright reds off these Colombian tetra, as well as this red albino shark over here. It's probably not called that, correct me in the comments. And then you've got these beautiful blue wagtail platies. You've got the angels with their beautiful fins. You've got all these bottom dwelling Corys and bristlenose and little suckers everywhere, and I just love the contrast of everything, the dynamic they all provide. So I like trying to get fish, like I said, that work well together. Look at that blue, just absolutely gorgeous. I'm so impressed with this cichlid. I'm so happy. I've been watching videos for 2 weeks waiting for him, and it's everything I wanted it to be. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy he's going well too. I was a little worried from what I, you know, obviously read and saw. Like, as far as I've known, I mean, I'm sure somebody has them in freshwater community tanks, but they're not really recommended for it. You know, if we ever get any issues later on when he gets older, then obviously I'll just transfer him sooner than later. But right now it seems to be going quite well, and I think I'll be alright. I think that integrating him early should, you know, should avoid issues. And everything I've got in here, to be fair, is really at the most semi-aggressive. Like these Paradise Gourami can be semi-aggressive, although I don't think they will be. I've only got a pair. And the ladies, you know, the ladies get a little riled up with the smaller fish, but then again, everything in here is smaller than them. So I guess we'll see when the dolphin grows a bit, because he is going to get bigger than pretty much everything in this tank, I believe. But I'm not going to probably have him around at that stage, so I think we'll be alright, because I think we'll have him when he's grown to the size pretty much of like basically Lochi, maybe smaller than Lochi, half the size, about that. So yeah, I think we should be fine. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my fishies. I'm sorry that the reflections are always showing and all that. Like I said, I am trying to work on getting a nice cam so I can show you guys better shots. But I just wanted to give you a tour of what fish I have and what I keep. So over here, the plants as well. I've got some Mirio, some Ambulia, some Wisteria down there. It's just pretty basic, low-tech tank. There's some Val here, Vallisneria over there. There's a little coconut cave. So yeah, like I said, adding new things here and there. I like to have the rocks because the Corys, as you've probably seen, the Corys love to sit on stuff and just rest. Like right here too, you can see the algae eater. They love to just sit on this sponge filter. So you'll see the Corys and the algae eaters frequently just sort of like rest on these rocks, and that's why I have these rocks here as well. Then I've obviously got things that are more cave-like for the, you know, Corys, common bristlenose as well. I used to have albino bristlenose, bigger ones than this one as well before. So, and I also had my L3 33 tiger plecos in here as well at one point. So I had put the coconut in for them, as well as the log, which basically is taken over by this one right here. So the log is always used. He's always in here, as well as Lochi. Him and Lochi are basically equal in size, and they fight for this log. And it's a big log, but like they're also very big fish. If you can imagine, they probably span up to about here in terms of length wise. So trying to get two of them into this gap is very interesting sometimes. But somehow they do manage to both get in there. So sometimes they'll both be in there, and sometimes one of them will try and kick the other out. It's very interesting and funny to watch. They all get along, like I said though. It's very cool to have everything getting along. And I just love my community tank. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And you should tell me about yours in the comments, or post them up on the group. I'd love to see them. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon.